Anyway, Pete, I wanted to just again raise the issue of Ocean Pond. Before I did, though, I had a couple of quick things I wanted to throw out there. A couple of I wanted to throw out a bouquet, and I had an announcement as well. So, first of all, I just wanted to throw out a bouquet to the Mount Pearl Soccer Association, and they just finished hosting the Under-16 National Soccer Championships, both male and female. And that actually took place from October 8th to the 13th, and they did a fantastic job of it. I know that it went very well, and everybody certainly enjoyed themselves. I had the opportunity to get down to a couple of the games, and I volunteered on the gate for a couple of games, and I spoke to some visitors from away, and they had taken the opportunity to go see some of the, I guess, historic sites and so on in the metro area, and they really enjoyed it, and they said that they were treated with the utmost of hospitality. So hats off to Mount Pearl Soccer Association and certainly the other and all the volunteers, because as you know, to put up any kind of event, it takes a great effort from volunteers, and Mount Pearl is certainly known for that. And as well, certainly there were games that took place in St. John's and CBS, and obviously those soccer associations and volunteers would have been involved. So hats off to everybody for once again showcasing our province and showing what a great hospitable place we are for visitors.
Good stuff. Who won?
I believe it was Ontario, Pete, but you'd have to. I couldn't swear to it, but because I never got to the final game. But
did they get their grass cut and all that? Did they get the fields in good shape and all that?
Well, it was on the most of it was taking place, of course, if not all, on the artificial turf.
Yeah.
So that wouldn't have been an issue anyway.
It's really easy to mow that stuff.
Very easy to mow.
It didn't take any time at all.
No, but anyway, the second thing I just wanted to quickly mention is that there's going to be a seniors forum, of course, our caucus, and this is being led by my colleague Andrew Parsons, is doing a series of seniors forums in order for us to basically, gather information from, to reach out to people, to engage, and to gather information as to, what they see as the issues and what they see as possible solutions and so on, because we do have an aging demographic, and seniors are certainly, they need to have a voice in the things that are going to be impacting them.
They certainly have votes.
Well, and they have that as well. There's no doubt about it.
Not afraid to use them.
They generally do vote.
Yep.
But that be as it may, it is important that we find out from seniors what their issues are and possible solutions, so on. So in my particular region, I'll say, this coming Thursday at the Southlands Community Centre on Teakwood Drive, there will be the seniors forum taking place from 3:30 to 5:30, and there will be refreshments afterwards. So I encourage certainly seniors throughout the region, and in particular, I guess as a member from Mount Pearl South, seniors from Mount Pearl, to get out and take part and have your voice heard on this very important issue. But to supplement that, for those who perhaps won't get out, what I'm going to be doing personally is there's a survey that'll be part of the whole process that seniors can complete to a way to answer some questions and to, I guess, identify what their concerns are. So in addition to that session that will cover the whole region, what I'm doing in my particular district is I'll be taking that survey, and it'll be in every mailbox in Mount Pearl South. So if there are any seniors there, or anyone who has a senior in their life, a loved one and so on, that have concerns around seniors issues, and they'll be able to complete it and contact my office, and then we'll come pick it up so that we make sure that the people of Mount Pearl South have their input into the process.
Okay.
Final thing, Pete, which is, I guess, the main topic, and just again, as a little update, I suppose, I just wanted the people of Ocean Pond to know, and when I say the people of Ocean Pond, there are residents up there, but primarily they're cottage owners, and the way I got involved in this to begin with really is because there's people from Mount Pearl, from my district, so on, who have cottages, and the issue was raised with me, but I just want everyone to know that although Minister Granter conveniently gave the environmental green light the day before he switched cabinet portfolios, that this issue is far from dead, as far as I'm concerned, and there is an access to information request that was put in quite some time ago, almost 2 months ago.
What's it asking?
It's asking a whole number of questions in terms of, who are the players involved in this? How did the land change hands from, there was a dispute apparently, and there was an out-of-court settlement over private land versus Crown land. How did that?
So you don't even know if it was. You don't know if it was Crown land.
Well, apparently, and again, there's so much hearsay, and that's why we wanted to get to the bottom of it, to get the facts.
That's what people are afraid of, I think, mostly, is that it seems that the implication is that this was land that nobody else could look at, and there was no development to be allowed because it was saturated, environmentally saturated or whatever. And then all of a sudden, not only does somebody find a way or push the right buttons or talk to the right people or have enough clout to get access to the land, but everything is turned completely around, and now no small development, a very large, considerable development going ahead, right in people's backyards where, they were comfortable and content that nothing was going to happen. And that's what people want to find out, is how did this happen? How did they get access and permission to carry forward?
Absolutely. And how did you get an access road into this land through what was supposed to be frozen Crown land without an environmental assessment even taking place? It was all done ahead of time, which, leads people to believe that it was like a done deal anyway. So there are a whole bunch of questions around it. And the access to information was put in almost a couple of months ago now. What they did is they took it pretty much to the limit in terms of time, and then we got a reply back saying that we're going to take the additional month, which they're permitted under the legislation. And by the way, the whole file has been referred to the Department of Justice. So now the clock is ticking, and it's only a matter of another week, I believe, and that additional month will be up. And if I don't get answers by then I guess we'll take it the next step, which will be an official complaint to the Privacy Commissioner, and then we'll see where it goes to from there. But at the end of the day, people deserve answers, and people deserve a public meeting to ask questions, have them answered. Minister Granter, I wrote him twice. He didn't even respond to either of my correspondence. So now I've written Minister Cromwell, and I'm hoping that he's going to do the right thing and that he will call a public meeting and answer people's questions. But if he doesn't, I guess we'll follow the process through. But at the end of the day, people deserve answers, and I will continue to work to get the answers, for my constituents. And obviously that impacts constituents throughout the whole region and perhaps throughout the province. I talked to people up there from Grand Falls and so on that have cabins up there. So it impacts a wide swath of individuals, and people want answers. And
well, it's a potentially a precedent-setting kind of move as well. And there are lots of areas like Ocean Palm where people would be pretty upset to find out that something suddenly was allowed and going to happen when before it was anything but. Listen, let us know whatever you receive and any change in the status quo. Be looking forward to following that up.
Yeah, absolutely, and we're going to keep it going. And the other last point, Pete, on that is that the latest I heard, and again, see, that's the problem when you don't get information, is that you hear all kinds of rumors or whatever, but the latest one up there now is that this 110 lot development, I was told the other day, is only phase 1, and that there's actually some talks of a phase 2 that are going to even double that again. So, again, it's just speculation, and it's
pretty soon it's going to be
until we get to the bottom of it. But that's the point.
Going to be the size of gander.
Well, yeah, it could be, but I mean, we have a government now that says they want to be open and transparent. Here's a great opportunity to prove it.
Right on. All right, appreciate it.
Thank you, Pete.
Thank you.
Have a good afternoon.
You too.
Bye.
And I was going to go to Robert, who's next, but I think we're going to take our break first and be right back.
Call now, 273-5211 or 1-888-590-VOCM.